Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Butterfly Project. This is the weekly mindfulness and relaxation baby loss series. My name's Lucy. I'm a mindfulness for loss teacher and also a bereaved mother to my little darling Ellie. And I have been sharing with you each week a video and an MP3 audio recording all around a different theme, whether that be relaxation or the concepts and ideas that we talk about in the mindfulness world. So this week then I was having a little bit of a think about what I wanted to share, and my mindfulness practice has been strong since I lost Ellie in 2017. I actually came across mindfulness when I lost Ellie because, well, I'd already been practicing meditation since my second year at uni, when I actually came into a little bit of trouble with my own mental health. I suffered really quite acute anxiety and panic attacks, and I wanted to look at ways in which to try and help myself feel a little less anxious and learn how to relax my body when a panic attack did arise. So I looked into relaxation and meditation. So I was practicing those things, and but then when I lost Ellie, I really wanted to deepen my practice, and I'd really heard that mindfulness was something that would help me to, I guess, help me to discover a different way of being. So I attended a mindfulness course, an 8-week course with Breathworks in Manchester, who were amazing. And since that time, I've been practicing, and I went to do my own teacher training with Breathworks, and yeah, it's just been invaluable, which is why I'm so passionate to share with you what I know. So when I was thinking about what to bring to our topic this week, I wanted just to discuss, I guess, another option. I am completely aware that when we come into a meditation practice, for some people who are feeling extremely anxious, irritable, restless, for some people who have really quite unpleasant physical sensations of anxiety, sometimes stillness isn't always the best way. Now, I am a big advocate for you do what works for you. You find what works for you. And with these practices in the world of mindfulness, we can really play around with different ways into becoming more aware and more present. And remember, mindfulness is about being aware of what's there. So whether that's difficult thoughts, difficult emotions, excuse me, a difficult situation, but really being aware to our responses, our reactions. And once we've recognized a situation, whether that be a difficult thought or a difficult emotion, then we can learn how to be with that. But we can be with that with some kindness, without judgment, with a real acceptance just to what's there. If I'm feeling anxious, what's it like to feel anxious? And then what we can do then, once we recognize, is we can bring in the awareness of also the breath, because the breath is a wonderful anchor in which to help bring us back to the body. And the problem is, for a lot of us, we are so very much so in our minds a lot of the time. We don't really spend a lot of time in our body, meaning what does it feel like to be in our body, just the physical felt sense of the body. And when we feel extremely anxious, and our mind is running a million miles an hour, just kind of coming home to the body and really just focusing, using the breath as an anchor, just focusing on that in-breath and the out-breath, even saying a little sentence in your mind. I know that I am breathing in as you breathe in, and I know that I'm breathing out as you breathe out. And you can even, with that, you can even make the in-breath and the out-breath the same length. And this is a really good technique actually for really helping your body move into a parasympathetic state, a relaxed state. So So mindfulness is a real yeah, it can be described as a tool, as a way of life. Um, I like just to explain it as an approach, but it's really kind of understanding that it's for everybody. You don't have to be a particular way. You don't really have to be into relaxation or meditation. It's just simply being aware of the present moment. And even if there's some difficulty there, there's tools that we can use. There's the 4-step rain process, which is another one of my recordings. So if you've not watched that, then go back through to the YouTube channel and you can have a look at that. But yeah, it's just learning how to be with what's there, and a real acceptance of what's there. Now, acceptance doesn't mean, okay, yeah, I just accept that it's happened and, I'm defeated. And it means because I accept it, I'm okay with it. That's not what we're talking about here. It's more around accepting of what's happening in the mind, in the body. So if you are feeling very anxious and tense, and you're aware of those physical sensations, it's an acceptance of, I'm physically feeling anxious right now. But we're not trying to change that. We're not trying to strive to be relaxed. We're just noticing it. And then by noticing it and just really bringing awareness and allowing it to be there, combining that with the application of using the breath as an anchor, breathing in, breathing out, following that in breath, following that out breath for a few cycles, it's just a really effective way of coming home to the body, and not getting carried along with these terrible thoughts that we have, and it's really honoring our loss with dignity. So mindfulness, it's a huge topic, and I always feel like I never do it justice when I explain it, because there's so many different threads and it plays out in so many different ways. And if you keep following, then I promise you will start to understand, but you have to practice it in order to understand. You can't just read about it. So I was thinking about people who struggle to sit still in meditation practices, because over the years I've taught people who said, it's not for me, I can't sit still. I just, I'm not used to being so still. In which case I will always say to them, try and find something relaxing that involves movement. So one thing that you can do is you can actually do what we call mindful walking. So it's mindfulness of walking. And what this means is, it means taking a walk. So you're moving the body. So you're actually allowing that physical energy to move. And it's combining your senses with the breath, and really just having an awareness of everything you see, everything in that present moment. I mean, so for example, you could be walking along and then you might choose to engage in your 5 senses. So you're not thinking about, you're not engaging with those thoughts. Those thoughts will come in, and they'll come in probably quite fast. So when you notice the thoughts coming in, what you'll want to do is tune into your senses. So work through your senses. What can I smell right now? Really, really jump into that sense of smell. What can I smell? Also, moving through to what can I taste? What can I hear? What can I see? How does it feel to be walking? All those different experiences that come with our senses. And what this is going to help you to do, is going to help you just to engage in that present moment, and really just be present to actually what's real. Because if you are having difficult thoughts or you're feeling quite anxious, it's a really effective way just to help ground yourself and to help settle and calm the body down. So while you're walking along, what I want you to do is engage in your senses. And then also what you can do is, as you breathe in, you can time your steps with your breath. So as you take maybe 4 steps, so you're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, you're breathing in. And as you're breathing in, you're counting in your mind 1, 2, 3, 4, as you're taking those steps. And as you take another further 4 steps, you're breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing out. So you're breathing into 4 steps and you're breathing out to 4 steps. And you may want to just focus on that. While you're out doing your mindful walking, you can also as well really take in the wonderful world that we live in. Now, I am fortunate to live in a place where across the road from my house, there's fields, there's country lanes. I'm able to get into nature. And I know that when I lost Ellie, I really felt like I needed to connect with the earth. And by that, I mean, I just really wanted to just get back to nature, strip back everything, and just, take my shoes and socks off, feel my feet on the bare grass. I wanted to put my hands into the earth, into soil. So I remember it was May when Ellie passed away, and I did a lot of gardening. So I don't know if you've took to gardening, but I found it extremely therapeutic. And it's no wonder why, because there's a lot of research around the effects of nature on our mental health, on our well-being. So going for a mindful walk, even if you don't live in places where you can access nature, is a wonderful way in which to try and settle down the body. It's a meditation practice, so it means that you don't have to kind of sit and do the formal practices if that's too difficult for you right now. But more so if you can get out in places where there is nature around, then that's the wonderful added bonus of that. I mean, if you can't get out in places where there is nature, then what I would say is just, fill your home with plants, fill your life with things that represent nature. I mean, you can see behind me, I've got plants. I have plants all around my house. I have fabrics with printed plants on. I have printed pictures of plants that, there's a real therapeutic calming effect with it. And when we are grieving, we need to fill ourselves up with all of this stuff that nourishes us. Also, as well, a wonderful analogy that we talk about, certainly in my personal tradition with meditation practices, is the idea of the mind being like a garden. So we have in our mind, we have lots of seeds, and all them different seeds represent different things. We might have a seed that represents anger, fear, anxiety, love, compassion, friendship, all these different seeds. We have loads of seeds in our mind. But it's important to understand that whichever seed you water, those are the plants that will blossom. So if you're somebody who feels anger and you keep watering that seed, acting on that anger, engaging in things that make you feel angry, and really allowing that seed to be strong so that plant pops up and gets really big, that is what's going to fill your mind up. But if you was to say, water your seeds of compassion, maybe compassion to yourself, so you can practice the loving kindness meditation that I popped on YouTube. If you was to water those seeds enough, then that plant would grow, and that plant might actually get bigger than the anger plant. So it's really about what we choose, which seeds we choose to water. So it's just, if we're gonna practice mindfulness, we need to water the seed of mindfulness. We need to practice in order for it to get bigger and stronger. If we're going to practice self-compassion, we need to fill our life up with things that help us to feel kinder and to act kinder, to ourselves, to feel much more compassionate towards ourselves. If we're going to water the seeds of happiness, we need to fill our life up with things that make us feel happy, even if you don't feel like it, because, happiness is possible. And I know it's probably hard to imagine that when you've lost a child or children. I know that. I know that. And I lost Ellie in 2017, so I'm a while on now from my loss. And it's through my practice that I feel much able to understand that amongst all of this suffering, there can also be joy. But it's because I water the seeds of happiness to enable me to feel that joy and that happiness. And that happiness doesn't have to look big. For me, it's just connecting with friends or family. It's making time for me every day. It might be rubbing in a bubble bath with a bath bomb. It might be going out for a walk in nature. I recently did a weekend retreat that I did. It was an online weekend retreat that really made me feel connected and grounded, and I connected with lots of other people who were also not a stranger to grieving. Which is, again, if you may have seen, what inspired me to put the baby loss day online retreat on in October. which is all about honouring our loss, just specifically for baby loss parents. So if you want to sign up for that day retreat, it's free. I guess, I mean, it is free. We ask for a donation if you want to make a donation, but you don't have to make a donation. And any money raised goes back into our projects that we run. But it's not compulsory. But it's a retreat in which to bring people together. And for me, that's watering my seeds of happiness, because it makes me feel happy to know that I can help in some way, and to honour my little Ellie in this way. So this week then, I have recorded for you a walking meditation, and it's a great meditation because it means that you can pop it on in your headphones. If you're back at work now following loss, you can do it on your lunch break. If you are not in work, if you have recently lost, then I would definitely recommend that you try and get out in nature, just to kind of make sure that's your act of self-care for the day. And you can pop this meditation on, which will be your mindfulness practice. And, it will allow you to water the seed of mindfulness. And maybe, in time, you will feel like you're able to sit in a guided formal practice where we sit still and we connect with our breath in that way. But for some people, that's just too much. It's too soon. And which is why I wanted to record something which could be done in an active way for those people that find it difficult to be still right now. So, dear friends all around the globe, thank you so much for watching, and I'm really hoping these resources are helping, and I will continue to do it. Do keep following. Remember to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. If you don't, people won't find us. They won't know about these baby loss resources, and I know that the baby loss is underrepresented, and there is more support that's needed around it, which is why it's more important now than ever to hit the subscribe button so more people can find out about these resources. So you take care, and sending all my love, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.